Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. I'm your host Dave, and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today I'm looking at the Star Wars Titanium series Xanadu Blood, released in 2009. This particular version of the ship was first seen in Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now this ship has many different names. You have the P-38, the Rogue Class Starfighter, the Magna Guard Starfighter, and of course, this particular version, the Xanadu Blood. For those who don't know, the Xanadu Blood is a modified P-38 starfighter used by the bounty hunter Cad Bane, and it was a gift to Bane by Darth Sidious. And if you're a fan of the Clone Wars, you know all about these characters. Really awesome stuff. Such a great show. I'm kind of sad it's over. That ending season, whew, that was a good one. If any of you out there saw the Clone Wars, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the ending. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did review the original P-38, or the Magna Guard Starfighter. And you can see it is the same exact ship, just with different paint. And we'll look at a bunch of these in the size comparison section as well. So before I get started, this ship is yet another donation from Cruz Hernandez. So again, brother, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. I didn't even know this was going to be in the box you sent, so it was a huge shock. And yet another one crossed off my list of ships I don't have. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the review. So for the miniature, this measures in, exactly like the P-38, a tad over 2¼ inches long, which is actually pretty decent, and it does have a nice width to it. So if you're new to the channel, what I like to do is look at the mold, check out the paint, put it on a stand, compare it to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. So let's kick this video off looking at the mold. Just like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the ship, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see the fine details. Now, this ship is the same exact miniature we saw with the P-38 review, so there should be no shock in anybody with this. So let's go over some of the fun little sections here. We have our cockpit, which can open. We'll have a close-up later on. You can see the center console, a chair, looking cool. We have our hyperdrive in the back. In the fronts, we have our repulsor lift engine, so it could hover and then take off, which is cool. We have our fuel tanks on the sides. These beautiful sections here hold our scanners, range finders, jammers, all that fun stuff. Coming back, we have our thrusters. That's these sections poking out from the bottom and top. Looking good. Our main engine in the back. And these sections on the sides are basically to get rid of heat so the engine doesn't overheat and blow up. So really cool. Heat exhaust, I guess you could say. On the sides, we have our heavy laser cannons looking dope. Love that gold paint on there. On the bottom, we have our 2 screws holding it together, copyright crap, and a peg port for the stand. All in all, a very nice ship, very detailed. I love how it's smooth in some places, and then it has a lot of attitude and detail in others. So that does it for all the sections. So now let's take a quick look at all the details at a close-up range. And now, having a close-up look, we'll begin looking at the top of the ship, the cockpit, and then work our way to the bottom. So let's get started on the sides here with this beautiful laser cannon. Looking very nice. You can see that nice molding coming down, which looks to be a hose or pipe. And some line work. We have the tip of our wing right here. Looking very nice. For this section, you can see some beautiful molding on the top. Looking good on the sides. There is molding, a seam line or two. But for the most part, very thin. Wow, that's very reflective. For the interior, you can see it is recessed in just a tad with some black. Looking very nice. And we also have some molding coming around the side here. Not bad. Underneath, pretty flat. And on the top, pretty flat, besides this nice pipe section coming down. Pretty cool. Just like the regular P-38. Nothing really to write home about. In the back, we have our heat exhaust right here. Our thrusters coming down the center, which looks amazing. You can see they are recessed in. Looking very nice. And on the bottom, we have our other thrusters. Damn good mold. I think that came out great. Now, the other side is very similar, just a different paint scheme. We have our recesses, our thrusters. Looking good. Same for the underside. Looking pretty interesting. Then we have very smooth angles with some raised sections for pipes. Again, little raised sections and then some seam lines. And that continues for this side as well. Pretty good. Flat again. For the sensors area, again, recessed in, painted black. Very nice. Then we have our wing here with some light line work. And then our laser cannon, which again looks fantastic. This one has 2 wires on there, looking good, or pipes. And the tip of the fin. Very nice. For the main body, we do have some light molding. The paint kind of covers it up, but it is there. Some line work. Looking good. Very nice. We have this raised section here, which looks really neat. And then it comes basically like a teardrop to the cockpit, which you can see the windows themselves are recessed in just a tad. And then we have the paint where the supports are. So that's pretty cool. Now this does open up. And we do have a chair and a panel. So let's have a closer look at that. Now, getting as close as I can to the cockpit, we can see the chair is beautifully molded with some armrest. Looking pretty cool. And then we have our control panel, which has one large raised screen on there. Very nice. They don't even need to put all this detail in, but I'm glad they do. It looks awesome. And that basically does it for the top of the craft. Now for the bottom, it's basically the same. Very smooth, some minor line work as we can see here. Screw. And then again, very flat. Same for this side. Again, very flat. Screw. Coming up to the front. And then for the main body, we do have our copyright crap on the sides, peg port, and some beautiful line work. This nice round section in the center. Looking good, as you can see when I turn it. Has some beautiful curves on there. And then, of course, we do have our seam line coming down the main body. All in all, very nice. I think this particular model came out very cool, especially with that paint job. And that's everything I have to say about the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. You know, it may seem like a simplistic ship, but it does have a lot going for it. And even with me turning down the lights, you can see that the paint is still trying to reflect. Look at all the glitter in there. Even the gold can shine a bit. This is a fantastic job. So now let's take a look at that paint. And now looking at that paint on the Star Wars Titanium series Xanadu Blood, this baby features 6 different colors. And I gotta say something, you know, I'm a hardcore collector of the Titanium line, and I'm about, I would say 14 to 15 away from completing the whole series. And I gotta say, once you collect all the common ones and you start moving down the ranks, the word rare for most of these is just paint variants. That's it. For example, this ship, the Xanadu Blood, is actually considered a rare vessel in the line, but there's no difference between this ship and the P-38 except this awesome paint scheme, and that's it. And I thought I would just bring that up because many of the vessels, like the ARC 170s, the Republic Attack Cruiser, minor differences, and the cost goes way up, and I think that's really weird. I don't know, maybe it's me. But if you guys are collecting these like I am, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the line. So anyway, I just had to say that. This ship has 6 different colors, and I think it looks fantastic. We have that beautiful base color of this metallic purple. Very nice. You can see it here and there, especially on the thruster section back here. And on the bottom of the ship. Looking sick. Now, on top of that, we have a lot of different colors going on here. Black, brown, gold, red, and yellow. All working together to make this ship special. The gold is on the main body, which looks sick. It is also on the tips of the laser cannons, like the original model. Looking very good. On the bottom, there is also some gold as well. Very metallic. Very cool. Moving on from there, like I said, we have some browns and reds and blacks scattered throughout. And you can see how it's just painted really cool. Everything's scattered, and I think it looks amazing. Especially on the bottom here. Beautifully done. And what I like is it just didn't paint the bottom and the top. They went around the body as well. Fantastic stuff. Pretty cool. Even on the sides, we have some red. Very nice. And I do have to say, the yellow for these intakes for the coolant pieces are fantastic. The heat exhaust, if you will. Very nice. I love the paint scheme on here. I can see why many people like it as well. Just a beautifully done vessel. Excellent stuff. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this baby back on the stand and compare it to some other vessels before I conclude the video. And just like other Titanium series ships, it comes with a cool stand. Peg that in the port like so. And just like that, everybody, you are good to go. And now for a quick size comparison with the Xanadu Blood seen in the center. On the right hand side, we have the turret starfighter. Very nice. It was first seen in the animated Clone Wars and then the CGI Clone Wars. I wish we would have saw these in the films, but alas, it never happened. A very interesting fighter. And then on the left-hand side, we have the original P-38, or the Magna Guard Starfighter, whichever you would like to call it. Some awesome ships here. And for a bonus size comparison with the Xanadu Blood, on the right-hand side, we have the Trade Federation battleship from the Episode 1 Micro Machines line. A beautiful looking vessel, and yes, I will be reviewing that very shortly. A couple people have been asking me for this one. And then on the left-hand side, we have the Twilight Rigger from the Clone Wars. Some great ships again. Now, so many people have been leaving me comments on my channel. How come I didn't do a Hot Wheels and Titanium Mon Calamari size comparison? To be honest, I was so shocked about the Liberty that I didn't even think about the Mon Calamari for the Hot Wheels. But here they are. We have the Titanium on the right and the Hot Wheels version on the left. And, yeah, night and day, everybody. Night and day. I guess they sort of go good together. But I don't know. You could see just how Titanium did their paint compared to Hot Wheels version. And, you know, when we zoomed in on this, you could definitely tell that the paint was printed just like that. And look at the difference here. Unbelievable. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And that basically does it for all the size comparisons in this video. If you're interested in seeing reviews of any of the ships I showed today, check the links in the description below. And that's everything I have to say today about the Star Wars Titanium series Xanadu Blood, released in 2009. For the mold, I think it has a lot going for it. Sure, we have seen it before, but it works. Moving on to the paint, this is where this particular model shines. I love the mixture of black, brown, gold, red, and yellow, even the metallic purple. I think it all works well and really makes this particular vessel stand out in the collection, and I can see why a lot of collectors are after this bad boy. And you can't forget, it does come with a cool stand to help it blend in with the rest of the collection. So that's everything I have to say about the Xanadu Blood today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, and if you would like to see new videos every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch my content. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody!